किस्म दी चीज़ों का इदराक होएगा कि इस प्रोजेक्ट का मकसद कि हर प्रोजेक्ट का एक बुनियादी मकसद होता है और उस मकसद विच ना सिर्फ उन्होंने लोगों को फायदा होता है कि जोड़े लोग उहदे नाल जिन्हां ते असर होया है ज़हनी अमराज के हवाले नाल बल्कि इहदे विच बहुत सारियां जॉब्स भी और होर तरह की अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ भी पैदा होंदियां ने जिहदा फायदा यह होता है कि यह लोग जो अपनी कम्यूनिटी विच काम करनगे तो यह सारा मिलकर एक टीम वर्क हो जाएगा और अपने लोगों को अपने ही लोगों को फायदा पहुंचे।
लखवीर रेलन डायरेक्टर ऑफ डाइवर्सिटी बर्मिंघम एंड सॉलीहॉल मेंटल हेल्थ ट्रस्ट इस रिपोर्ट ने हवाले नाल असा की दसिया कि दिमागी सेहत की समझना भी असा वास्ते कितना जरूरी है और असा की कियां इसने विच हिस्सा किना चाहिए।
जब मैं पहला मेंटल हेल्थ सर्विसेज विच काम करन लगी सी ना मेरे सहेलियां ने कहना तू भी पागल हो जाना कमलियां दे साथ काम करके तू पागल हो जाना और मैं सोचा नहीं क्योंकि जे किसी मरीज की लत्त टुटदी है असी दौड़े जाने हॉस्पिटल अंगूर लेके जाने फुल लेके जाने खबर लैन जाने है ना होर कोई बीमारी डायबिटीज हार्ट डिजीज और असी खबर लैन जाने और असी मदद लोगों की करते हैं लेकिन अपने भैन भरा दी दिमागी परेशानी हो जाए और होर इस तरह दिमाग का प्रेशर हो जाए डिप्रैशन एनजाइटी असी मखौल करते हैं ये वो लेजी है कम करके नहीं खुश है रिस्पोंसिबिलिटी नहीं हैगी नहीं जिस तरह की अपनी फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है उस तरह अपनी मेंटल प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है।
Oh, it's a fantastic project. I mean, here we've worked closely with Rethink, as you said, a non-governmental organisation, voluntary sector, who's worked with the community to train ordinary people, taxi drivers, retail outlets, you name it, they've done it, to work with the Pakistani community locally. It's like, what do you really think about mental health? Are you frightened of it? Do you have it? Do you know anybody with it? And really getting some very fantastic sets of information that we can now work with. Not for me to take back to my office and work with, but to work with the real people that live and know this community so that we can really improve the services we've got for them.
देखो असना ना एथनिक माइनॉरिटी हालांकि असली माशाल्लाह इतनी आबादी होएगी कि असा उन मेजॉरिटी बन सिर्फ चंद साल रहने बर्मिंघम विच जेरे माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटीज ओ मेजॉरिटी बनसन लेकिन जेरे असली सर्विसेज आन ओ इस वाला ए नहीं रिफ्लेक्ट करने पे हैं तो जेरे पैसे असली कम्युनिटी के लबने जेरे असली प्रॉब्लम हैं जेरे असली इशू हैं वो बहुत कम हैं तो फिर भी असली बावजूद इतने साल बाद असा टैक्स भी देने रहे असली इतनी आबादी है फिर भी असली ओ ये मसले हैं जेरे 20 साल पहले सन और असा ए आखने हैं जेरे टैक्स असा देने पे असा मेन स्ट्रीम सर्विस प्रोविजन होनी चाहिए ता ए सवाल कितना सी कि हुन सारे की पता प्रॉब्लम क्या है असल हुन सॉल्यूशन चाहिए।
I've been really delighted to be involved in this project. I think it's been a really groundbreaking piece of work at working with the Pakistani community here to understand attitudes towards mental illness and to identify practical ways in which services can be more responsive to the community's needs. I think the key trick here is working with people in the community and working with existing structures in the community. So we're very keen to extend what we've done with the community of researchers and look at ways that we can work with others in the community, such as mosques and imams, to raise awareness of mental health issues and make people more comfortable about talking about mental health problems.
Putting a questionnaire together, and I think the whole process, you remember this, guys, about what you went through in terms of translating it, making sure that not only did it make me, not only was the project important and the questions important to you as researchers, but also it was important to the community and when it translated.
Brother Fahim Uddin, he's going to share his views from his personal experiences as a service user. He's also a governor of the Birmingham Solihull Mental Health Trust, and he volunteered to be here to share his experiences. Brother Fahim Uddin.
I've been a service user for 23, 24 years now, so that's most of my life. The thing is, when something bad happens, you tend to remember the negatives, and for some reason you tend to forget the positives.
A site a place which heart of the community, which people knew and which people trusted, and we felt that would facilitate the development of this service. By June 2005, we had appointed a Jaib, a good move, as I'm sure you're gathering. He was already a well-known figure within the mosque, within the community, had lots of really good social networks which we could use to develop the message.
I want to acknowledge that this project could not have been successful without the support of the many people, the individuals, the organisations that were involved, in particular the CSIP, the University of Central Lancashire, the Birmingham Solihull Mental Health Trust, and my colleagues and superiors from Rethink, as well as the research team and also the Pakistani community who were involved. Because one of the fears that I had when we first started this project is, knowing the community, because I'm Pakistani, coming from the community, is where are we going to find this 150, 200 people? How are we going to approach them? Where are we going to approach? Are they going to be willing to talk to us? That's one of the fears that we had at the beginning of the project. But thanks to Allah, once we got the project rolling, the responses came in so quick that there came a stage where I had to put a stop to the research team and said, that's enough, we don't need any more. We've got to sit down and analyse these as well. So there were people willing to talk, so we had a lot of positive response from the community. This project is not the end. We've heard all the speakers say, and we all know that we can't just stop. Once we've achieved so much, we can't stop at things like this. The aim and purpose of our project was not just to report the findings to you or give you the copies of the report. We want to move forward and make these efforts worthwhile. We need to move forward, we need to achieve some of the recommendations, and for that we need the support of everyone that's here today, all the organisations, all the individuals that work in this field. In terms of our organisation, Rethink, we've already planned some forthcoming projects, and we already started working on how we're going to take some of these recommendations forward with the support of the Trust and CSIP, like Ranjit said, and like with some of the projects we've already got planned. Training for imams, it's very important. We realise that we need to raise awareness in various groups, and the most important is imams in mosques. They're the people that the community approaches, and if they're not aware of what's happening, they can't refer them on, they can't give them any good advice. They can give them the religious advice, but they can't give them any more than that. So to do that, we're planning to do some training for imams.
मैं चाहता कि मज़ीद अगर लोग ख़ास करो लोग जिन्होंने मेंटल हेल्थ ने वाले नाल कोई अजीज़ या भैन भाई या कोई मुब्तला रीथिंक ने वेबसाइट है उसने पर जाके रिपोर्ट पढ़ी सकने उसने थोड़ी मालूमात उन्हें हासिल होती तो मज़ीद अगर वो मालूमात ना चाहन तो या साना रब्ता करन या करीबी कोई भी उन्होंने जो मेंटल हेल्थ ने दारा उन्हें ज़रूर रब्ता करन तो इस चीज़ ने बारे जानन के क्या है क्योंकि असली कम्युनिटी काफ़ी मुतासर है इस चीज़ तो